Hi all, hope you're all well. Welcome to our second podcast of the day. First time we've done two in a day, so it's a bit crazy today. We've got another special guest today, and we're really chuffed that he's joined us today, and thanking him lots. Welcome Flex to the gang. How you doing?
I'm good, guys, man. How you lot doing? You lot all good?
We're good, and we've also got our local man himself, Shibby. How you doing, mate?
Yes, good. Thank you very much. How you guys doing?
All good, all good, all good. Yeah, so today, we've got the Man United game coming up. And obviously two teams that are in form at the moment. We've got Villa, who are currently flying, which is our team. We've got Flex, who's representing Man United today. Big Man United fan, got a massive following, and knows a thing or two about the club, so which is great to have. So Flex, tell us a bit how you doing, what you're up to these days, bro.
Much the same as everyone, man. Just trying to being busy with content, not stopping with what's going on. And obviously, football is on, so it's obviously a lot different going to every game, no matter where it is, no matter what competition. And now, obviously, we all got to be at home, but it's been great. It's been great interacting with fans. Still, we're growing loads and enjoying it loads. And obviously, the team's playing well right now as well. So we've got a lot to be happy about. In a year that's been really bad for many reasons, but I think we can all agree that we're a lot happier when our football teams are playing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
No, well, definitely. Shibby, we were talking earlier about how things are during the lockdown and how fans have been viewing games and stuff like that. It's been completely different now, hasn't it?
yeah. I mean, completely different, isn't it? I mean, I just miss that walk down. I mean, like I mean, Flex, I live literally a stone's throw away from Villa Park, so I miss the walk down. Getting your shirt ready in the game. I mean, it's different. I mean, every game's more or less televised, so you get to watch your team, but being in the ground, it's just a totally different feeling, isn't it? So it's one of them.
Yeah.
Just like Flex said, we're just grateful football's still on. So.
No, definitely. Flex. So let's talk about United. How are you thinking you guys doing at the moment? You've hit a really great run of form, and Ali seems to be getting it right now.
He does, man. He does. He's divided a lot of opinion and our results have been inconsistent for a lot of his reign, but the last few months have been incredible. A couple of months, especially after a bad start to the season this year. But we find ourselves in second place. 3 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand is it's an amazing turnaround. To be fair, when we went into that international break after losing 6-1 to Spurs, I know it was early in the season, but it was a real low point, a real point where you're thinking, "Poor."
Yeah.
Tell you what, if this goes on, you're starting to really worry. And then our form was a little bit indifferent after that, and we came back and bounced back against Newcastle. But since the loss to Arsenal, which seems ages ago now, we haven't lost in the last 9 games, and only 2 draws in that time, and all the rest are wins. So we haven't always played pretty. But that's almost another sign that that's a good trait to have. If you're not playing pretty football, but you're getting the job done. In other games, we've played some great football in some moments and scored some great individual goals, some great team goals, and they're just confident, man. The boys are just confident. I think Ollie's proven that he's got the players singing to his tune at the moment. No matter what anybody thinks, whether they think he's the right man long term, whatever, table doesn't lie. People, some fans are saying that, but look at the season, everyone's doing rubbish, or the no fans and stuff. But it's the same for Liverpool, it's the same for Man City, it's the same for Tottenham, all of them. So Ollie shot a lot. Yeah, exactly. And you guys are up there too. Let's not. Which I'm sure we'll talk about. You guys are legitimately up there. When you look at the turnaround you guys have had, has been unbelievable as well. But there've been no fans. But look at Sheffield United, 2 points. So a testament to you guys. But I'm sure we'll talk about that. But yeah, Ollie's doing his thing right now, man, and we're in a title race, 100%.
But I think like in the last game, you beat our local rivals Wolves, which was great. We love that. But he tweaked his team quite a bit in the last game. I mean, it wasn't the same team, so he had no McTominay. Martial didn't play, did he either?
Martial came off the bench, yeah.
Yeah, he came off the bench. So he didn't start. So he did change the team a bit as well. So that was good. You can see that he's using the whole squad really.
He's been doing that, yeah. Especially in the Christmas period, you've got to. There's games every couple of days, every 3 days if you're lucky. You've got to change the team, and he's literally, Paul Pogba's been on the bench, then he comes in. Matic has been on the bench some games, comes in playing really well. Cavani in and out. Greenwood in and out, brought Dan James in a couple of times and he ain't even been on the bench for half the games, came in and put in a good shift. So that's what I mean by he's got all the players, apart from Donny van der Beek, bless him, he can't get a game, which is annoying a lot of United fans. But the team's playing well, and by and large, whoever comes in and has to play, doesn't matter when last they played. Eric Bailly's got a run in the team now. He's been out of the team for a long time. It's just going from strength to strength, and all the players are buying into it.
No, definitely, and he has made the changes. Shibby, what do you think, mate?
Yeah, I think with United, it's like Flex was just saying, popping up with that last-minute winner against Wolves, the classic Fergie time.
Yeah.
Oh, in fact, talking of Fergie, in fact, it's his birthday today, so happy
big up, Sir Alex.
Legend.
Yeah, but just sticking to United very quickly, it's like, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to sort of, I know it's the first time we're interacting, Flex, but I was. I mean, not that my opinion matters, but at the start of the season, when I seen United struggling, I did think to myself, is Ollie the man for such a massive club like that? Time is only the thing that can tell us that. And I think, like you said, over this, I mean, we were saying as well earlier on, this calendar year, I think it's only behind Liverpool really where United have finished in terms of points, etc. So
we've actually got the most points from January when Bruno came. Now, so it's nearly a whole calendar year. No team in the Premier League has got more points than us.
Well, there you go. That shows it. Yeah. So just goes to show, time, can surely, be a factor in success. So fair play to him. I'm sure many United fans doubted him as well. But like you said, ultimately the table doesn't lie. You can only play what's in front of you. So yeah, fair play.
100%.
Yeah, and I think that will bring us on to our standings currently. Whoops, nice. There's something missing there. But we have got 29 points. 26 points. That's missing there. That's a technical error.
What you got? How many points you got?
26.
26. Okay.
So we've got 26. So Man U played 15, won 9, drawn 3, lost 3 with 30 points. And Villa have played 14, won 8, drawn 2, lost 4 with 26 points. Not much in it in between the standings as such. And obviously Villa have got a game to play still. But yeah, it's close, and I mean Villa could get up there, right, Shibby?
Yeah, I mean, well, if anybody said to me at the start of this year that, at the end of the year we'll be 5th with 2 games in hand and potentially a point off the top, I would have more than beat your hand up with that. So it's nice to see us up there. Me personally, I'm not getting too carried away. I'm just enjoying the moment. We're sitting in the top 5. I think I think this next month is going to be our biggest sort of challenge. It'll be the difference between, contenders or pretenders. And I think, we've got Tottenham, we've got Everton adding to the City fixture that's just been rearranged. So it's a tough period. In saying that, I'm confident, this is a Villa team with a different vibe compared to last season. It's Watkins, Traore, El Ghazi's firing. I mean, we all know about Grealish. We'll talk about Grealish in a second, but it's just a different Villa team, an exciting team to watch. And I think anything can happen, to be honest, especially this season. So fingers crossed.
I mean, Flex, what are you thinking of Villa? I mean, what do you think of their current form and how they're playing this season compared to last season?
Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. Hats off to Dean Smith. Hats off, because to be honest, I remember, I don't know you guys' personal opinion on it, but I remember him being in a really difficult situation at one point last season where, you looked in the media and it was, look, Dean Smith has done an amazing job, etc. But is it time to say thank you and let's move him on? You stuck with him and it went down to almost pretty much the wire, innit? I think it was that last day against West Ham, was it?
That's right.
Grealish came up with the goods. And since then, it's like you haven't looked back. You haven't looked back, man. And the turnaround that you've had. I mean, like with my own club, so I know what it's like. I'm not just going to say, oh, it's just down to COVID because there's no fans, so it's easier for these teams to play. I think it's a lazy argument. Like, it does have an effect on the results we're seeing, because you can see some crazy results. I mean, what you guys done to Liverpool, my God, unbelievable, brilliant. Loved every deflected minute of it. I didn't care. Didn't care. It was brilliant. How Spurs beat us up. It happens. You look at Leicester, they beat up Man City 5-2, didn't they? You look at what Leeds do in some games. There's been some really odd results, but on Villa, I think that Dean Smith has done a spectacular job to keep Jack Grealish. I think obviously staying up was a massive part of that. Yeah. Maybe even my team could have been in for him if he would have gone down. But I think the fact that he stayed up pushed his price right up. I think you've done the right thing. You sign him down to a big contract, lucrative contract, so that if there's a day anytime soon that he wants to move on, it's big bucks. It's big bucks. And what I do love even more about what you've done is that not only has he just signed that contract, but he's maintained that real high level, that talisman level of playing. And it seems like a whole bunch of your players have really caught on with that. I've been super impressed with Ollie Watkins, man. I've been massively impressed. Forget this whole thing like he hasn't scored in, 7 games now?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't buy into that. I'm a forward myself. And when it's not going for you, it's not going for you. But are you contributing? Ollie Watkins, listen, his touch and hold-up play is unbelievable. Honestly, like when I see the way he looks after the ball against big centre-halves, his touch is neat, his intelligence is good, the way he moves, the way he passes. He's a decent little finisher as well. I know he's been unlucky recently, but I was really impressed with him in that Arsenal game as well. When you lot beat them up 3-0.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I'm a big fan of
I really like what you lot are doing. El Ghazi's come back into form because he wasn't in the team at the beginning of the season, was he? He's come back in. I like what Traore's doing. I like what's his name, Douglas Luiz. I like him. And John McGinn, what a player. Proper player. I think John McGinn's one of them players, if you don't know your football, you'd kind of look at him and think, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Like, he ain't nothing. Listen, he's proper. He's a proper good player. Very technical, not just running around. Like, he's a good player.
But you know what? We only got him for 2.5 million, was it, Shibby?
Yeah, something like 2.75 million.
From where?
From Hibernian.
Wow.
What was the price tag on him now, Flex?
John McGinn, he's playing well for. I reckon he could go for 20 million.
No. For me,
25 million.
I'm not going to be honest. I think in this market, in today's day and age, John McGinn is a minimum £50 million player for me.
Nah. He's not 50 million.
Honestly. And you know what? The reason why I say that is, we can look at countless previous examples of, people like John Stones, defenders going for 50-odd million, etc. You've got to look at what somebody's going to bring to that table. I don't even need to mention. You've mentioned all the things.
He is brilliant. 50 million.
But
man.
Listen, Flex, I'm only comparing that to today's market. And like I said, you look at some of the crazy signings. I mean, you look at Leeds played 35 million for Rodrigo. Yeah,
true.
35 million. That's not a joke. Newcastle paid 40-odd million for Joe Linton. That's crazy.
That should be happening in football.
That's crazy money for average players, And I think with John McGinn, I think it's fair to say every person, no matter what team you support, you know what McGinn's going to bring. And
Do you know what? It's actually a really mad question. It's something that you probably never really think about. Like, if John McGinn was to leave Villa, like, how much would he go for? But I suppose maybe if I look at it, I'm more looking at it like the people who probably think John McGinn's not that good. So the price tag I'm putting on him is not like an elite. But like I said, I know how good he is. I just think, I don't know. Would he? All right, maybe 35, 40 then. Maybe 35, 40.
Yeah. I mean, look, I wouldn't say we're too far off agreeing. But what I mean is, we watch McGinn 90 minutes week in, week out. And a highlights reel, normally picks out the best bits, but it's, his off the ball movement, the way he'll just, he'll stick his bottom out and he'll take someone out of play, you know what I mean?
He's brilliant. He is brilliant.
I think the only thing that would hinder his price tag is he hasn't played European football yet. And that's probably one of the things that we
got Van der Beek for 35, 40 million. And Van der Beek played in Champions League semi-finals, was just about to go to Real Madrid.
Oh, man.
I don't know. That's why I'm like, McGinn, like 25, 30, man.
But if you had a choice today, would you pick him or McGinn?
Well, to be honest, McGinn's playing a lot more football than Van der Beek. He'd be in better form. But big up Donny, man. He's my guy. I want him to play. He's a proper player. He is. He's a proper player.
I do feel sorry for him a bit. I feel like he was just brought in as a bit of a, just want to please the crowd, to be honest, because, he's not going to move. He's not going to dislodge Fernandes from that team.
No, but he doesn't even have to. There's other places he can play, especially when we've been playing poorly, and Ollie just won't even bring him on the bench. It's a really weird one, that is.
This is what I mean. It never always, seem to see, man. I got a lot of United friends where, they're screaming the same thing. Why is he on the bench? Coming on last 10, 15 minutes, still managing to get on the score sheet, etc. But that's a weird one, yeah. We'll leave that for Ollie to ponder.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's a great debate that was, lads. Brilliant, loved it. But this is going to be good. Combined 11. I love this part because the reason why I'm like the referee and I leave it to you two to battle it out, to be honest. I'll just move the players into position. But yeah, talk to me, boys. Goalkeeper.
What are we doing? 4-3-3?
What do you reckon? What shall we? We're in 4-3-3. You guys.
It's easiest to do 4-3-3, isn't it?
Yeah, fair enough. We'll play 4-3-3. Yeah. So we'll start off with goal then.
I know you got Martinez and that, and he's done well. He was the hero for Arsenal, and that he's come to you, done really well, looks really good. I'm actually annoyed for him that he hasn't been a first team keeper somewhere for a long time. He deserves that. He is that good, but he's not better than De Gea. Like, he's not. And don't get me wrong, De Gea has been really bad the last 18 months. But this season, it's like bringing in Dean Henderson has given him the kick up the arse that he needs. And he has been good. He hasn't made any howling mistakes this year, De Gea, for me. He's still better than your guy.
Yeah, I think we had this debate earlier, didn't we? We were debating about Martinez, 8 clean sheets, this season, which is the highest in the league. But I think, like you said, me personally, honestly, I would probably still pick Martinez. That's just me with Villa hat on.
I bet. And I can see why. I respect that.
But I think overall, I think we would probably go for De Gea. And that just comes back to your point of Martinez simply not playing enough first-team football. It was 10 years he was at Arsenal.
Crazy. I didn't even know that. I couldn't believe it.
So, yeah, I think overall we'll agree on De Gea then. But I've always got a very strong shout for Martinez.
Who are we having as our left-back, boys?
See, this is interesting, yeah, because what you lot, Matt, you got going to go with Target, innit?
Well, we've got a Target who's been brilliant.
He's good.
He's improved, yeah.
He's massively improved, yeah. I think that's the key word for Target.
Alex Telles is very new to the side, and he looks decent. He looks okay. He's got a great left foot on him. Always looking to cross. He can get up and down, but I haven't seen him tested yet. So that's similar to kind of. Now, Matt Target's probably got a little bit over him in terms of that. He was at you last year, innit, Matt Target?
Yeah.
So he's played the whole way through. But Luke Shaw, man, look, Man United fans themselves kind of have this thing about Luke Shaw. Some really don't think he's that good. Some think he's awful. Some think we need better, etc., etc. I've always been in the camp of defensively and reliability. Not a lot of left backs can talk to Luke Shaw. People say this thing, he's slow, he's fat, he can't run. Listen. I watch Luke Shaw every game, 90 minutes in the flesh, yeah. I ain't seen... You name me, right, one person who usually... You never see them get the better of Luke Shaw. There was one game at Arsenal last year where Pepe gave him a runaround for that game, to be fair. One game, that's all I can remember. Played against Mahrez, locked him off. Plays against Salah, locks him off. Plays against some of the Traore, locks him off. I've seen him do it to the best, man. So... For me, I'm just going to keep with Luke Shaw because I just know he's a seasoned pro. He's been there a long time. He's still got gears to go up. I'm not saying he's the best left back in the league, but if we're discussing between Luke Shaw, Alex Telles, Target, and do you really play another left back?
We're not going to talk about Neil Taylor.
There you go.
Sorry, Neil, if you're watching.
Yeah, that's hard. But for me, I'm going to go with Luke Shaw. For me.
Okay. I haven't got Luke Shaw there because he didn't start in the last game, and the last game was the one that you won.
Yeah.
But I will get him on there. Don't worry. So in the meantime, let's talk about a right back.
And I'm going to give you Luke Shaw there, by the way, only because I've got 5 players to choose from. So.
All right, fair enough. That's nice. Jokes
aside, I do like Luke Shaw. I've always liked him, to be honest. I know in recent years he has come under criticism, etc. But again, if we're looking at it overall, it would probably be Luke Shaw. Yeah,
does his job. Yeah. Who's you lot's right back?
we've got one of my favourites, to be honest, Matty Cash. Somebody
He's been good.
He's been absolutely solid for us. You know, I bang on about him on every podcast before every sort of combined 11 we get into. He's somebody who's just fitted right in for us, Flex. I mean, you probably don't watch us 90 minutes week in, week out, but probably just from highlights that you watch, he's somebody who's just fitted right into that team. He just brings an attacking side to it as well. And more importantly, he does what he has to do defensively. So, you know, I can't praise him highly. You'd probably make an argument for Wan-Bissaka, and probably rightly so as well. But I would have a strong case for Matty Cash.
Do you know what? Yeah, you're right. It's difficult because I don't watch you guys 90 minutes for every game, but I do watch, out of every round of Premier League games, I always watch the highlights or match of the day, so I always know what's gone on. But just most notably, because your last game was against Chelsea, actually, and I watched that with a lot of interest. He was really good in that game. Set up the goal as well, didn't he?
That's right.
Ghazi. And I did like him, up and down, good in a tackle, pacey, delivery. Yeah, I do like him. But it's not Spider-Man. He's not Spider-Man. He's just not. But listen. Wan-Bissaka's got his limitations, like he does. He's not perfect. His positional sense has come into question a lot recently. And his quality on the ball going forward is always in question. So I'm not out here saying that Wan-Bissaka is the best. But defensively, he's almost unbeatable, I'd say.
I was just going to say that, to be honest, with Wan-Bissaka. I mean, I can't agree more, to be honest. I think going forward in terms of attacking wise, his ball crosses into the box, etc., can be questionable. But in terms of a defender, what you want your defender to do, he is pretty solid. I think in terms of interceptions this season, he's the highest tackling. I think
he was the highest tackling last season. He was the highest tackler last season.
I was saying earlier, Matty Cash is in fact not far behind him.
Right,
so
there you go.
I think that's a total.
It's a tough one, boys.
It's up there, but I'm concerned because you're saying that you've got like 4 or 5 players to put into this team. So if I don't put defenders up, I probably it might be a difficult evening. So if you want to mix up the defense a little bit,
I think to be fair, we'll put Matty Cash as well. So that makes 2 English sort of fullbacks, if you like.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll put Matty Cash in there, and then we'll move on to the centre of defence. Then,
see, this is interesting. You know, this is really interesting because we've got issues at centre half. Yeah. But what is it? Courtney Horse. What's his name? Courtney
House, yeah.
Courtney House and Mings.
And Conte, don't forget Conte.
And yes, he's all right. Actually, I'll probably rate him.
Yeah.
I'm not. People, I think a lot of people gas Mings. I'm not going to lie. I don't think he's as good as a lot of people are making out. I think he's steady. I think he's okay. But I think he's a little bit clumsy. He can misread situations, get caught in. I think he does. I think he's good at kind of orchestrating, pointing, being loud, and doing that thing of like. I don't want to be disrespectful because I do like Mings. I like what he stands for. I like him off the pitch. I like him. Yeah. But I think he's good at kind of looking a bit more busy than he is. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we were saying this earlier. I would have to slightly agree with you there. I mean, look, take nothing away from Mings. He's an absolute rock. He was pivotal, absolutely vital for us in that championship season, along with Twanzebe, in fact, who we had on loan.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of Tyrone Mings, but I was saying earlier, my only slight criticism is he can be a bit casual on that ball. Just going back to we were saying about Wan-Bissaka and Cash. Sometimes you just want your defender to defend, and pop it out for a throw in a corner, whatever. Sometimes it can be
overplay a little bit. That's what I mean. Sometimes I think he buys into this, like, Ming, I'm in the England team now. Like, do you know what I mean? So no disrespect to him, but that's just what I see. Like, I saw some Man United fans were saying, "Oh, we should go for Mings." I was like, no, not for me. No, I wouldn't. But
big fan of him, but
big fan. I mean, Harry Maguire, and Harry Maguire's a weird one as well, because he gets so much stick from us for various reasons. But a lot of the stick that he gets are usually things that aren't actually in his control, i.e., like he's the captain, he costs 80 million, he plays every game, doesn't pick himself, never made the price, never asked to be captain.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more there,
you know what I'm saying? But don't get me wrong, there are certain bits of his game that we're like flipping heck for 80 million. He's got to be doing this. He's got to be doing that. You take the price away. I think by and large, he is actually quite steady and he is good. He is good. He just needs a quick centre back next to him. And I think our partnership of Lindelof and Maguire has been the issue as opposed to just Maguire. So I would put Maguire in there. I would
agree with that. First of all, I would certainly pick Maguire. I've always been a fan of him, not just because obviously he won the title with Leicester, of course, but he's just a solid unit, isn't he? At the back, that physical presence, pops up with a goal or two.
I don't think he was there. He wasn't there when they won the title.
Oh, didn't he?
No, he was at Hull then.
Oh, well. In fact, either way, done really well at Leicester. For you guys to go and sign him, and he's one of them. Physical presence at the back, tall, similar to Tyrone Mings, quite vocal, orchestrating that defense, etc. I would put him in there definitely. Like I said, I do like him. The question is, for me personally, as much as I love House, for me, it doesn't come into the equation. That's simply because I still think he's got a lot more to learn. He's quite young still as well. Nobody, seems to forget that. But
Exactly.
I would probably, with Maguire, I would probably put on there. I think Nilesh mentioned this as well. In fact, it was Nilesh's point earlier where he mentioned probably for chemistry terms and that England, sort of defense, probably Mings and Maguire. If it was me personally, I would probably Conte.
I think I'm just being biased, but because I can see it work, I would go with Bailly.
Oh, okay.
I'd go with Bailly. I would.
That's 4 that's 6 there. Yeah, fair enough. I think what, Bailly's got a good shot. I think Adam mentioned it as well earlier on. Bailly sometimes a bit injury prone. Take nothing away from what he offers in that 90 minutes. But I think probably for your sake, Flex, and you probably want to save some of them for further up the field.
I'm gonna have to. Go on then. We'll go with Mings and Maguire.
Go for Mings and Maguire. Yeah, that way you've still got another 3 to pick.
Yeah, there's a certain few that I won't be budging on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, in fact, Adam ended up giving us 4 instead of the 5. So yeah. Okay. So we're going to start off that midfield. We'll start off. Well, it's a 4-3-3, isn't it? So who do you reckon we should pop in there first of all? We've got to pop Jack in there surely, and Bruno.
100%. It's just whether because.
Well, again, you probably push Jack up a bit, wouldn't you? Depends in that.
It becomes a bit tight because.
I'll take him back out, Nilesh, for a second.
Yeah, because Jack's obviously getting in, but I think in midfield. So you got Douglas Luiz and McGinn in it.
Yeah, we've got Barkley, in fact, who's been out injured, but
Barkley hasn't. Yeah, this is quite difficult because McTominay's done well in patches. Fred is unbelievable for us. Bruno has to go in, and Pogba's Pogba in it, but he's just not playing well enough right now. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say Fred, McGinn, and Bruno.
Oh, okay. Fred, McGinn, and Bruno. Okay, I'd probably argue against that. I mean, look, I know Pogba's hit and miss with a lot of people. I'm a big fan of the guy, honestly, really am. For me, Pogba would have to get into that midfield.
Are we doing it on who's playing and form and stuff like that? Because obviously he goes in.
I mean, fair enough. If we're going on form, I'd probably De Gea's
really, it should probably be Pogba, McGinn, and Bruno. Really.
No, Jack's not on form then, lads.
No, further up. Jack's further up, Nilesh.
Jack's further up.
4-3 part of the front 3, isn't he?
Yeah.
If we were playing that 4-2-3-1, Jack would be in there then. But so, shall we agree on? So if we're going on form, then, yeah. So I say we chuck form out the window and go for a fully fit combined 11.
Oh, fully fit. Then it's got to be Pogba. It's got to be Bruno.
And Douglas or McGinn.
But in a weird way, yeah, Matic, yeah. I know you're not going to laugh. The way he controls a game, like he's mad experienced and he is actually proper good.
He played well in the last game, didn't he?
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Matic is playing obviously in that holding role, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's really well there. I'd go with McGinn over Luiz, 100%.
Yeah, oh, okay. So
100%, yeah.
fair enough. Yeah, I think if we were playing a bit of a, let's say a bit of a, well, if it's a flat three, you'd probably
Yeah,
go.
do two. They do two because Bruno's got to be in the 10 because he's the best in the world.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If we push Bruno slightly further up,
Yeah, and then McGinn and Pogba.
McGinn and Pogba. Yeah, I mean, again, I'd argue as well. For Douglas Luiz, I think he's quality.
He is good.
4-3-3. Then we'll do Bruno, Pogba, and McGinn.
Yeah.
And that leaves us with the front three.
Now, this is where it gets a bit interesting because Jack was obviously in there, so I'm willing to move Sir Marcus to the right because Rashford has to be in there. But because Jack's so good on the left and he needs to play, he can go on the left. He can go on the left, Jack can. Marcus on the right. I mean, Martial's been really poor this year. Martial has been poor this year, but no offense, he is 100% better than Ollie Watkins. He is. But Cavani's been good as well. And just through...
We was having this debate earlier, yeah. I mean...
In and out. It's tight. I mean, I would want to put Martial, but you're saying fully fit, to be fair, and not on the form. So really, it's got to be Martial or Cavani, because even if you're saying a fully fit Cavani and stuff with what he's done in his career and who he is and what he brings you, it's Cavani. Like, do you know what I mean? You're talking top 10 strikers in the last however many years. So
100%. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, for me, it'd have to be Edison Cavani up front. And he's just all round aerial threat. Good on his feet. There's always that sort of. I wouldn't say stigma, but usually you'd say, the taller players are not that good with their feet, but he clearly is. So I would put Cavani in there. He looks a bit like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
But I'd definitely put him in there, yeah, absolutely. So that's our combined 11 then. We've got De Gea in goals. We've got a back four of Luke Shaw at left back, Mings and Maguire at centre-back with Matty Cash at right-back. A middle three of Pogba, Bruno Fernandes and McGinn. And up front, Jack Grealish, Rashford and Cavani. Not a bad team, that is, to be honest.
I actually like that team. Yeah, that's good.
Team. And that brings us to the next question then, Flex, which is, in terms of the manager then, would it be Dean Smith or Ollie?
Sorry, mate. You can't even ask me that. You can't. Listen, Dean Smith, you've done a great job. And some may argue that with the resources that you've got, which are not the same resources as Ollie, to be where you are in the league, brilliant. But this is where I will keep my Man United hat on a personal. This is the best rebuild we've had since the great Sir Alex Ferguson. We're in a really good moment. We're in a genuine title race. If you would, like how you said, if someone would have told you where you would have been at the end of last season, you wouldn't have believed them, or you'd have bitten their hand off if they said you could be in your position. Somebody would have said to us, who finished 33 points behind Liverpool last year, that we would be 3 points off them with a game in hand by January the 1st. I would have bitten your hand off. Which in turn, though, you guys would have finished way more points behind Liverpool. You nearly went down. So if someone would have said to you, so don't get me wrong, where you've gone from to where you are now is actually bigger than what we've done. So you've got every right to, stand by Dean Smith and because I get it. Ollie, it's a really, really weird one, because if he got sacked by Man United, it doesn't look appealing that he'd probably get another job in the Premier League. But he works for us right now. He understands us. Yeah. Sometimes that happens in football.
Yeah, I think you're quite right, to be honest. It's a proper, again, it's another toss-up, isn't it? Because if you look at Ollie, I'm not going to, what Adam mentioned, a very good point as well, when we talked about his time at Cardiff. There was 4 previous managers who, it could have been anyone at Cardiff and they would have still gone down. But, unfortunately, it is still on his CV. He done well at Mulder. Again, we won't go into that too much. I certainly don't watch that league. But what he's done at United, you can't take that away. I'm not a United fan. I said this earlier. It's hard not to keep an eye out for, what's happening at Old Trafford or Man United in general. So I think he's done a brilliant job. Again, I'm not going to lie. Start of the season, I did think, is Ollie the man for United? Is he the man, to get them competing again? It's only time that can sort of tell you that, to be honest. And it's certainly told us, hasn't it, that he's, given that time, he can certainly push you back up to the sort of upper side of that league. But even Dean Smith, not forgetting, he took us over midway in the championship, took us on a club. It was a club record, 10-game winning run.
Yeah.
We got up, stayed up, made some good shrewd.
He's brilliant, man. And he's a Villa man, isn't he? He's a Villa man.
Yeah, but go on then, Flex. You're the guest. We'll give you Ali.
So there you have it, boys. There's your combined 11 with Flex. Actually, I like the team. It's really good. I like the fact that we've got McGinn in there with Pogba. I like that. And
I love Dino, man. I love Dean Smith, honestly.
He's good, man. It was funny though, because it'll be Jack Grealish for real in the summer, though, isn't it? Being the Man United squad.
Well, big shout. I mean, what the thing is, we said this earlier. Well, you've mentioned it yourself. We've tied him down to a 5-year contract, which only means it's going to be a big price tag. I think with Villa fans, it's inevitable that one day he is going to go. The deciding factor is what happens sort of prior to that. I mean, last season, if we had gone down, he'd most certainly have moved on by now. Thankfully, we stayed up. We made some good signings that only sort of furthered our chances of pushing on this season, which we have. So I think, again, if, somehow manage to get into, let's say Europa League, which is a really long shot, if I'm honest. On current form, probably not, but realistically, I think there's nothing to say why he can't stay.
Yeah.
One day he probably will go.
I think probably maybe 2 seasons max, because even if Villa are doing well and around the Europa League, like if you get to Europe, he might think, I'm captain, I've got to go again, I've got to be there for that. But his stock, listen, you've got nothing to worry about, and he has nothing to worry about, because it's not like he's going to miss out on a move. His stock is absolutely rising. I mean, if Grealish was to go today, he's got to be 80 million. Easy.
Yeah,
easy. At 70 to 80 million. And that's taking into consideration the climate we're in. It's not even, that's probably the best you could hope for, especially now you guys stayed up and he signed a big contract. You're under no pressure to sell him. He's your talisman. And if we want to go and get him, we're going to have to spend big. And it'll probably be, if Pogba leaves in the summer, we'll get a lot of cash from that. And I can see maybe him coming in.
You know what the special thing about Jack is for Villa fans is that he's come through the ranks.
Yeah.
And because he's done that, he has a special place in people's hearts, and that right should be, because you know what, when you see that at a club, and I suppose it's the same with Man United, you've had that as well. It's so much more special than just.
That's what happens to us.
Well, exactly. Rashford, Greenwoods, you know what I mean? So it's different when you got your own coming through. I mean, like Jack was a season ticket holder in the Holton. I know his family really well. His dad's a massive Villa fan. Brothers are massive. Of course, they're all Villa fans. So when you're seeing your own, and certainly when they go on to that next stage as well.
Be that good as well. Like, he's not, obviously you've had Villa through and through. You had Gabby, and Gabby was a great servant for the club. Yeah. Brilliant captain. But when you're looking at what Jack Grealish is actually doing and the level he can actually reach, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Honestly, I just sit back and I think, if we're just going to enjoy the moment, please go Aston Villa, just enjoy it while we can.
No, but do you know what? Today's been a great podcast. Really appreciate that today. Really
quick prediction then for tomorrow, though, before we go.
Yeah.
2-1 United.
Oh, 2-1 United. Well, I would say that the advantage for us is we're at Old Trafford. At the moment, we seem to be playing slightly better away from home. I'm going to go for, my heart says, obviously I want Villa to win, but I think it's going to be another draw, which I'll happily take right now.
That'd be a good draw for you guys, yeah.
To be honest, I think the same. I do think it's going to be a draw again.
You've got no Cavani, which is good.
Yeah, we don't have Cavani, but it'll be time for Martial to step up. I just think with the moment these players are in, I'm going to stick my neck on the line. I believe that they believe they've really turned the corner, and they're finding a way deep into games, and they know what's at stake. If they win tomorrow, we are top of the league before Liverpool played. Like, we're joint top. Like, that for this crop of players is a big thing, considering where they have been, and we're on such a good run right now.
And
dare I say, I just can't see us losing the game.
And that's the thing, I don't want to, I hope this don't come back to bite me, but I just think that we're probably going to just bring you back down off your high horse.
It can happen. Easily.
Respect. I think, United are a massive club. Obviously, they're quite rightly back, where they should be amongst the top 4, challenging again. But I think this season has proved that you can have that brilliant period, and then all of a sudden, bang, somebody like Fulham or Leeds come along.
Yeah, it can happen.
So
Listen.
I think there may be a slight surprising story. United fans are all quite rightly excited at the moment. You're second in the league.
No one thinks it's going to be an easy game. No, everyone's like, be careful. Look how you played against Chelsea. You done really well against them. You beat up Arsenal. Listen, you are where you are in the league for a reason.
100%.
It's not luck. Like I said earlier, the table doesn't lie. So
that's what I think it might be a draw. I think I'm going to go for a draw, but I really hope we win.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I got to shoot as well. So yeah, thanks for having me, man.
No, thanks a lot, Flex. Appreciate it. And guys, we'll see you all soon. You all take care and keep safe.
Bye, guys.
Bye.